Alright, I'm back after a brief vacation and it feels as if I haven't made a video in a while, so let's get into it. Hi sir, it's me again. How can I stop all the negative thoughts and feelings that my mind bombards me all the time with? I feel guilty for my aunt's death. Can recall me doing bad things to her, shouting at her, even sometimes using physical force against her, an old helpless grandma. I want to punish myself. I even think of suicide, but I'm way too chicken to do it. I'm drowning, I'm broke, and I feel I'm losing it little by little. Wish I had died. Alright, let me ask you a question. Do you feel as if you are in control of your life? Do you feel as if you are in control of yourself? Because most people are not, which is why messed up things like that happen. I mean, you know it was wrong to do those things, and yet you still did them. And that's why you feel bad about them now. And now you have an emotional block. This is what emotional blocks will do. They'll make you feel like you don't want to live anymore when they become severe enough. So I would first recommend that you watch the video on removing emotional blockages to help forgive yourself and move on. And a big part of that is realizing that it's not your fault. And you say, well, Frater, it is my fault. I did these things. But yet at the same time, we just established that you were not in control of yourself. You are not in control of yourself. In order to make things right, you are going to have to learn how to control yourself. And we learn to take control of ourselves by controlling our thoughts. This is the very first exercise I gave in my videos. That when you have a negative thought, you need to reject it. I reject that thought. I banish that thought. You can say it verbally. It's better if you do, but if there are people around, you could say it mentally as well. If you have a positive thought, I accept that thought. Treat each thought as an offer for you to accept or reject. And do that for 3 months until it becomes a habit, until you just do that naturally. That exercise is designed to break your negative thought patterns. At first, those negative thoughts will keep coming, but the more you banish and reject them, the less they'll come around, the less they'll bother you, and the more control over yourself you will have. I have started to do the polarization training as your video instructs, but I am unsure how deeply I need to be examining each choice in my life. For example, I decided to go outside to ground myself and hang out with my pets. In order to go outside, do I need to ask myself if I should open the door, decide my walking speed, find a place to stop, crouch down, decide which arm I want to brace my body with, brace myself with selected arm in order to sit down, decide what leg to cross to form the lotus position, etc. It feels like I am over-examining everything and trying to polarize actions that are only parts of my true intention, and would like to know if that is taking it too far or if that's how it's supposed to be. Thank you very much for your time and for sharing your experiences. Yes, you are taking it too far. See, you're going to get too stuck in your head that way. When I say you need to monitor your thoughts, reject them and accept them, you know which thoughts you're having that are really negative. And you know which thoughts you're having that are really positive. You don't have to examine every single thought that comes into your head. You know when you have suicidal thoughts, for example. And that's the time to step up and reject and banish them. There are people out there who have gotten into a thought pattern of thinking of their own mortality and are constantly thinking about death and dying. And they know when they have those thoughts come to them and when to step up and banish and reject them. Even suicidal thought patterns such as those can be overcome with this exercise. It can completely turn your life around. Now, for other people, they may not have those extreme negative thoughts, but the principle is the same. You know when you're having a negative thought about your finances, about being lonely, whatever it is. You don't have to take it to the extreme of, oh, should I lean this way? Should I sit this way? Am I going to have to reject that thought? If you do that, you'll just end up making yourself manic. Now, this exercise is really only half of the equation. If you recall, everything is an input and an output system. Accepting and rejecting your thoughts as they come about is really only controlling the input. Now we need to control the output as well. Elliot Hulse has a great video on how to overcome depression. And as he puts it, the opposite of expression is depression, which is absolutely true. So you have all these negative thoughts coming in, and now they're trapped in your body. And what do depressed people do? They don't do anything. They just kind of sit there and mope. They're not being expressive, and we are expressive beings by nature. If you're not expressing yourself, then you are depressing yourself, and you are going to have problems. That energy becomes trapped. The thoughts are energy, and that energy filters down, as we had shown on the diagram of the Tree of Life. It will filter down to the bottom. And so, in order to help with this, we need to move. And Elliot Hulse has a great exercise to help on that end, to help work things out of the body. And of course, you can also assist this by having a good diet, working out. All these things will help. Your body needs to be expressive. This will help move all that negative energy out of your body, and now that you're controlling the input and allowing more positivity to come in, you'll have more positive things to express. The output. It's all input and output. This is how you begin to take control of yourself. And it works. I get messages from people all the time thanking me for that one exercise and how it completely changed their life without casting a single spell. Because if you really want things to change, you have to change, beginning with your thought patterns. Thought patterns are a habit, and in order to change that habit, we have to replace it with a new habit. So do this exercise for 3 months until it becomes a habit. And I guarantee you, you will see things start to change. And you won't have those negative thoughts come around as often anymore. Not even close. And like I said, at first it's going to be a battle. You are going to be bombarded. As soon as you reject it, they're back again. But you're going to have to stick with it. Old habits die hard. But the fact that you have asked me for help and advice is evidence that you do want to change. And that is how you do it. Controlling the input and the output. Start to move your body so that you can get out of depression and into expression. And learn your lesson. If you feel that badly about what you have done to your aunt, make a vow not to do that to people anymore. That'll go a long way towards your development. But it does all begin in the mind. People get into magic wanting to change their external circumstances, but the magician finds out that in order to change those external circumstances, we first have to change ourselves. If you want to be able to control the external, we first have to control the internal. And once you're able to do that, the magic comes easy. A lot easier. And this is why it was the very first exercise I had given. It was either in my first or second video. I don't recall which, but it was at the beginning. Greetings, I am sending you this message primarily to tell you that some of your videos have helped me immensely in my life. I was in a hopeless state not very long ago, and I felt as if my life was going in a downward spiral. I had a limiting belief system that confined my thoughts, and because of that, it severely limited my ability to take productive steps in my life. Your videos taught me that our will can take us to amazing places, and sometimes the most powerful things in life are the unseen. I now consider myself an apprentice in the art of magic because of you. I have a deep-rooted hope now that I can elevate myself to a level I once thought impossible. Whatever your real name is, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you great success in your path. Take care. And I get messages like that all the time. But I don't need messages to tell me that these things work. I know that because I was there. I was at that point of depression and hopelessness. And this is the exercise that was given to me through my work and meditations to get me out of those negative thought patterns, to break up my limiting beliefs. And because I was shown the way out of that dark, hopeless place, I am able to show others as well. In fact, that's who I enjoy helping the most, helping those out of that living hell of negative thought patterns, just like this fine person here, who is thanking me for what is my greatest honor to do. I didn't understand how it worked at the time, but after being in magic and hermetics for so long, I totally understand how it works now. And I'm able to explain it to you in a way that's easily understood. So, for those of you dealing with depression, hopelessness, suicidal thoughts, watch the video on removing emotional blockages, start rejecting your negative thoughts and accepting the positive ones on a regular basis for 3 months until it becomes a habit, and watch the Elliot Hulse video on getting to move your body to work out the negativity that is trapped within your body that is making you feel so terrible. I want to thank all of you who have written in and everyone who has supported this channel. If you'd like to do so, there is a support button on my YouTube page. I will be getting to other questions, and we will have another mailbag soon. And I will see you then. Take care.